Welcome, professional wrestling fans, to the PW Fan. The PW Fan is a pro wrestling podcast created by fans for fans, and we appreciate you joining us for episode 37. I'm your host, the old school wrestling fan and singer of Fall Bright. Yes, all one word, Fall Bright. And our new single, Night Ghost, just dropped on Spotify. Talk Wrestling, Tim Gilbert.
And I'm your host, the architect of pro wrestling podcast and Funko Pop collector, Andy.
I am also your host, the No Selling Wrestling Indie fan and football lover, Jeremy.
All right, today we were talking about Sami Zayn and the Bloodline. We're talking about a new TNT title, and we're going to be doing a Double or Nothing review, and I thought it was a great show. But before we get started, please go to our YouTube channel, hit like and subscribe. We got our full catalog of episodes. We got t-shirts on ProWrestlingTees.com. And if you're looking for us on social media, it's at the PW Fan. And I think that takes about all care of all the intro stuff. Andy, why don't we jump right into the show, buddy?
Alrighty, for everyone listening, if I sound a little bit different, I'm having some problems with my mic. I'm on my other computer, which for some reason will not allow me to plug my mic in. So, or Andrew the show, I could plug in obviously, but won't let me do both.
Andy's using that room reverb.
Yeah, unfortunately. So next week that should be fine. But let's just get into Raw this week. Nothing too exciting. Bobby Lashley and Omos are scheduled for Hell in a Cell. And to determine the stipulations this week, Bobby and MVP ended up having a match, and the winner gets to decide who or what the stipulation is for Hell in a Cell. And surprisingly, MVP won the match against Bobby. Definitely wasn't, a clean finish or anything. But so the stipulation that MVP picked was a handicap match at Hell in a Cell between Bobby, MVP, and Omos. It's not going to be exciting.
It's not.
No.
So, no. Yeah, so that pay-per-view, I believe, is next Sunday, correct?
Yeah, next Sunday, yeah.
Okay. Another match that was made for Hell in a Cell this week on Raw was Ezekiel versus Kevin Owens, which I'm sure we all figured that feud would eventually, a match between them would be happening.
Yeah.
I think Ezekiel's probably going to win. They've been pushing his character a lot, so...
Yeah, it's kind of tough seeing like Kevin Owens lose after, I don't know, the Stone Cold match at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
but this is it's a really funny segment, but this is the part where I think WWE kind of ruins it once they start actually having to continue it, because they're really good at the first part, but then the middle and the end, it's really struggle.
So we'll see how it goes. I think there's been a couple matches made for Hell in a Cell so far, and I think we've talked about some of them. One of them being, I think last week we talked about Asuka beating Becky Lynch and getting Asuka ended up getting her match because of that at Hell in a Cell against her. But this week, Becky Lynch, was trying to argue getting in the match. So she gets to have a rematch against Asuka, and if Becky Lynch wins, then it becomes a three-way. Well, Becky Lynch won. So now it's a three-way at Hell in a Cell. Becky is now added to the title match. So it's Becky Lynch, Asuka, and Bianca Belair.
That'd be a good match, but
yeah.
I'm just curious to see Becky how she's going to look for the pay-per-view, because her outfits and her hair have been increasingly extreme from every...
The hair, the outfits, the facial accessories, her freaking glasses are just so over the top. I mean, so is Seth Rollins, her freaking her husband's
that's
stuff.
true. They both
so
are
over the top. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll
they're
see.
both.
I mean, I don't know who
dramatic people is what I was basically what their relationship is.
What I see happening with this match, though, is they don't want to make Becky Lynch lose cleanly, and they don't want to make Bianca, so Asuka's going to end up taking the pin.
Yeah.
Anytime to do a three-way like this, they have to pick one scapegoat, and it's just going to end up being Asuka.
Yeah, especially if you've seen Asuka's run from the main roster. It's like she hasn't been exactly treated the best.
Yeah. But I believe that covers Raw this week. So yeah, it was all just about Hell in a Cell matches that were being made. So Bobby versus MVP and Omos, Ezekiel versus Kevin Owens, and then the triple threat, it's Becky Lynch, Asuka, and Bianca Belair. So that's pretty much all that covers Raw. But let's get into Dynamite this week. Dynamite and Rampage this week. You know, we have Double or Nothing last night, and so everything that was going on was kind of to set up or further storylines for that pay-per-view. So the opening match was Wardlow versus MJF in a steel cage, or Wardlow versus Shawn Spears in the steel cage with MJF as the special guest referee. And if Wardlow won that match, then he would get his match at Double or Nothing against MJF. Well, Wardlow won it against Shawn Spears. There was a spot towards the end, I believe, which was the whole reason why he won, is Shawn Spears goes to hit Wardlow with the chair as MJF is holding him, and Wardlow ducks and smacks MJF in the head.
That was a clean shot.
Very clean shot, no protection. A new ref comes out, and Wardlow gets the win. Crowd was happy. Crowd was very happy when MJF got hit.
I think Wardlow might be the most over wrestler right now. I think in any company. It's like he doesn't have music.
I agree. He's up there.
They love Wardlow, man. He's over. He's over like vintage. He's over like vintage Goldberg.
Yeah.
Like he's got
that.
I'll
get into his entrance at Double or Nothing. Reminded me of that, but so yeah, Wardlow gets his match at Double or Nothing. After that, I actually saw this with Tim. I'd already seen it the night before, but there was a good face-to-face segment with Hangman and CM Punk.
Yeah.
Good little promo between them two. Shivani was the narrator, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, he actually interviewed both of them. I was like, whoa, they're actually not taking the mic.
Yeah. Well, Hangman did grab the mic at one point.
Yeah.
I mean, Punk was there the whole time with his hands behind his back, not grabbing the mic. But
and then every time Shivani has to do that, he just goes like, okay, and then like backs away.
Yep.
And he's like, oh, all right.
So during this promo, though, basically Heyman ended up saying stuff like he doesn't respect Punk, and at Double or Nothing, he's going to be, defending the title from him to protect AEW.
Yeah.
Is kind of his point. And then at the end, Punk said, you're going to shake my hand, whether you like it or not. He's like, you're going to shake my hand right now, actually. And he kind of pushes his hand into Hangman, and then Punk pushes Hangman, and then Hangman clocks Punk in the head.
That was a good shot, too.
Nicely, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Tim
curious.
couldn't tell if he really hurt Punk or not.
I know.
He was kind of fooled.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was like just like he actually hit him, or if it was just like a really good selling job. Which, yeah, I mean, it's Punk, so it could be that.
Yeah, when Tim saw that hit from Hangman, Tim was like, I don't know. He's like, did he really hit him? Do you remember that, Tim?
Yeah, I got worked. I worked myself into a shoot, brother.
All right. Later on in the show, though, we had there was a match of FTR versus Roppongi Vice, and at the end of the match, United Empire tag team ran out and interfered, and that is, I'm sorry, I don't know the other guy because I've never seen him before, but the other guy on the team is Jeff Cobb.
That's fine. Neither did JR know. He didn't know his name.
But I did know the team name. The team name is United Empire, and I believe they're from NJPW.
Yeah.
Jeff Cobb, though, was obviously big before in ROH. He's been on AEW before, I think against Moxley. Pre-COVID, possibly.
Yeah, that was during Chris Jericho's, like, whatever he called it, the 5, whatever Moxley had to go through.
Oh, okay. So when he had to do all those matches.
God,
okay.
I forgot about that.
That was when Nick Gage also came on AEW.
Okay.
Oh my God.
That fucking match. Britt Baker, though, ended up advancing to the finals. She beat Toni Storm, so she is now she earned her spot at
We
the
should have
pay-per-view
known.
for the. Yeah, I mean, of course.
Yeah.
I thought the tournament
Anyway,
was going to go.
I'm jumping ahead. We'll talk about it when we get to the actual pay-per-view. But I was like, we'll talk about it after the fact and what happens. But I was like, oh man.
Yeah,
You'll
seeing
see.
it now.
We'll get there.
Well, honestly, when it comes to
Right.
the match, I was really surprised it didn't come down to Toni Storm and Britt Baker at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, that would have been a good one.
I mean,
Oh man, we got some stuff to talk about with this pay-per-view, guys, when we get there.
well, speaking of advancing, we had Mojo versus Adam Cole, and Adam Cole ended up winning and is now in the finals at Samoa beat Kyla O'Reilly.
Yeah.
So now it's Joe versus Cole at the finals at Double or Nothing. So Adam Cole and Britt Baker are both in the finals of this tournament, and they are both dating.
I don't know how I didn't see that.
I kind of once this happened, I was like, oh, I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
So, but that wraps up Dynamite for this week. Let's get into SmackDown really quick though. There was the Kevin Owens show, and he said he's going to bring out a member of the Bloodline, and he ends up bringing out Sami Zayn. And Sami Zayn, first, they're talking about the Ezekiel stuff with Kevin Owens, and Sami's like, yeah, they're definitely the same person. And Kevin Owens, he just stops and just hugs Sami Zayn. And he's just like, thank you. He's like, someone finally believes me. They end up getting in an argument, though, and I believe it's over the whole Bloodline stuff. Oh, yeah, Kevin Owens wants Sami Zayn to, come to Raw and tell everyone that Elias, a.k.a. Ezekiel, is lying. And Sami says, I got too much stuff going on here, with the Bloodline. And so Kevin Owens just starts freaking out and said, you're not part of the Bloodline. And then Sami Zayn ends up saying, Ezekiel is definitely Elias' brother. He was like, I was just messing with you. And this leads, though, to later on in the show, outside of Roman's locker room, Sami's talking to the Usos, and he's like, guys, I know I'm not blood. I know blood's important to you guys, but maybe I can be like an honorary Us. And they agree. So Sami Zayn is now an honorary member of the Bloodline, according to the Usos. But it was funny during the Kevin Owens segment, like Sami called Kevin Owens Us, and Owens like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like calling me Us? Like, I don't know. I thought it was a funny segment. Sami Zayn's super funny. I know Roman finds Sami really entertaining, so maybe that's why this whole bringing him as part of the Bloodline honorary member kind of thing, it's fun.
I've been seeing Sami on Twitter, and he'll retweet, like one of the Uso brothers tweet, and he's like, "Don't forget about your locker room leader, Bloodline Us." It's like
he's just playing into the gimmick. But that's all I really have for SmackDown this week.
That's all, folks. That's the rest of the show.
I tried to really find other stuff that I thought was worth adding in to talk about, but it just wasn't that great of a week on SmackDown.
Yeah. But WWE is kind of like, I only like 2-3 storylines at the most, I think, from them.
Yeah.
And they have 5 hours of TV for just 2 shows. I mean, not counting NXT.
And we only talked about, just a handful of things when it came to WWE this week, but let's get into Rampage. And then Rampage, we'll get into the meat and potatoes of this podcast today, which is Double or Nothing. Rampage, though, you had the Young Bucks. They ended up wrestling. Oh, God. I don't know. I can't remember. Was it Private Party?
No, wasn't it just, it was local.
Or was it some jobbers? I don't.
Yeah. Because they dressed up as the Hardys.
Yeah, so the Young Bucks came out dressed as the Hardys, and then this curtain drops behind them, and it's Gangrel. And Gangrel, if y'all don't know the history of the Hardys, at one point they were part of the New Brood. Right, they were the New Brood. The original Brood was Edge and Christian, correct? And the Hardys were the New Brood.
Yeah, so it's the Brood, and the New Brood. For anybody that doesn't know, we normally watch Raw in the backgrounds on Monday nights while we record, and I just saw Ezekiel walk out / Elias. This guy is literally just face paint away from turning into the Ultimate Warrior. What is going on?
Oh, he has the
He has the
tassels
same-
and everything. Yeah, he has like the.
Yeah, like, what is this? Why does he look like this?
You've never seen what he actually
Alright.
dresses like? Yeah, this is what they've been doing.
No, but like he literally just wears like the Ultimate Warrior's like gear just without face paint.
Dude, just change your entrance, grab the ropes, shake them. Ultimate Warrior.
That's funny.
He is jacked.
But back to what we were talking about, the Young Bucks and Gangrel.
Sorry.
You're fine. Young Bucks are dressed as the Hardys, and they end up winning, but they end up turning on Gangrel, and the Hardys come out to defend him, and Gangrel ends up getting a nice little DDT on Brandon Cutler.
Ooh, he missed that kick though.
That kick, yeah, I forgot about that until you just said it. Yeah, the kick was a little rough. But the DDT was nice.
Yeah,
so
it was,
made up for it, I felt like.
Yeah. Did you see in the entrance Matt like dressing up as Matt Hardy? When he did the way they're in the ring and Matt goes on the ropes and he does this like, thing to the fans. Remember that one time he fell over the rope?
I don't.
Yes.
Did I miss that?
God.
I must have missed it.
It was like a while ago. But
okay.
Like in WWE. But Matt did that. Like he acted like he fell over the ropes and like making fun of him.
Oh, making fun of something that happened in WWE. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying it happened in AEW. I was like, did I miss that before?
Yeah,
okay.
No, it was years ago.
So we ended up getting a match added to Double or Nothing that I don't think any of us had heard about. Darby Allin challenged Kyla O'Reilly to a match, and I believe his reason was because Kyle is the one that hurt Sting or injured Sting or whatever. Yeah. So I mean, he didn't come out to the ring to challenge him. He just did it in like a backstage promo. But I was surprised. I was like, oh, this would be cool.
Yeah, I think it was because Sting got hurt, and they were probably like going to do like a Red Dragon versus those two.
Okay, so this is where they go from there.
Yeah,
make up for it. Poor Bobby Fish doesn't get shit.
Yeah, he went down like we'll talk about, it, but he went down like Adam Cole's match, and that was it.
Yeah. Scorpio Sky got a new TNT title after Sammy Guevara destroyed the other one. During this segment, it showed Kazarian, Ty Conti, and Sami at America Top Team, I guess, headquarters, and they smashed the case full of UFC titles, and they end up taking pictures with them. But Scorpio's new title looks just the same, except for it's more purple, I believe.
Yeah, it's purple and gold, I guess, because it's the Lakers colors, which is because he's from LA.
Oh, okay. So it is. I was wondering. I was like, is it Scorpio Sky's title or? Okay, so it is a little bit personalized.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I feel like they also have some things on it for him too, but we couldn't see it.
Okay, well, cool then. That makes it even cooler. I thought it was just like all they did was just change the color, but
I was like, it looks
if they
cool.
made it more personalized, I feel like then if that's the case, why would you make a brand new belt if you're not going to like keep it on the guy for at least a little bit?
Yeah, because it has to cost a good amount to change that.
Lastly for Rampage, before we get into Double or Nothing, Ruby Soho beat Chris Statlander in the Owen Hart tournament to become Britt Baker's opponent at Double or Nothing. So
crowd didn't like that at all.
No, they did not, and I believe she got on the mic, Ruby did, and basically said or acknowledging that they didn't like it.
Yeah.
Crowd was behind Chris Statlander in this, but I think it's because we've seen this match before. We've seen Ruby versus Britt Baker in the feud.
But what they did before their match at Double or Nothing kind of made everything up for it. So
yeah. Well, let's just get straight into it then. The pre-show match at Double or Nothing. Double or Nothing was Hookhausen for the first time versus Tony Nese and Mark Sterling.
I told you all that Danhausen was a great wrestler, so you all can suck it.
Look, let's be honest. Dope. It wasn't a really good match. He did some spots.
But the stuff that he did
a Hurricane off the top.
But the
rope.
stuff that he did.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, when he does it, it looks great.
He didn't. it was cool to see him actually wrestle for once. I was like, finally he gets to actually do
Right.
something.
And
That's what I
Hook
mean.
allowed him to get the pin
Yeah.
in the end. So the winners was Hookhausen. Look, not that great of a match, but it was fun if you're fans of like Hook and Danhausen.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
really, it was just a match to get the crowd warmed up and get them hyped for Double or Nothing. It served its purpose.
yeah. Danhausen and just being with Hook is hilarious. Like in Hook's entrance, where he goes on the turnbuckle and like sits on it, and then you see Danhausen put his head around to the camera shot.
He was like, look at it. Yeah. It's great. It's great. I wonder where they go from here, but if it was just a little one-time fun thing, but
I hope they keep him. And at some point, they could challenge for the titles if they actually get serious. Because Danhausen can be like kind of the serious
I loved
character
the
too.
training videos.
Yeah.
Danhausen just like hanging
just
from the bar. It was good. But our first official match was MJF versus Wardlow. This is what I was talking about earlier. Wardlow got like the Goldberg entrance. He got walked out by security. They got him from his room in the back.
Well, did you want to say before this that the match almost didn't happen?
Yes, and that was going to bring me to the next part of my notes. So, as soon as the match started, we got chants they were saying you showed up. So the controversy was MJF no-showed a meet and greet, correct?
Yeah. Yeah,
and then there was rumors that he was on a plane and back to the East Coast, and so people were worried that he wasn't going to show up for his match. And this all stems from his contract issues with Tony Khan. Now, some people thought it might be a work. I, however, did not think it was, because he did show up for the match. So, what was the purpose of it if it wasn't work? Other than
yeah, because that's
get people scared that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, that's like because you don't do that when fans buy a ticket and then you say like, "Oh, we'll give you a refund." That's not part of it. Usually, it's like well in advance.
But apparently, all this stuff going on. Apparently, MJF has kind of isolated himself in the locker room. What I read.
And to me, this is a little bit different than like Sasha and Naomi because they walked out for creative differences. He wants a better contract because it became a bigger star. I'm like,
all right, Tim, what are you getting at?
Yeah,
you keep going.
No, I don't know. It's just like I'm trying to think of who would influence him because he's trained by Brian Myers, right? And Brian Myers is like super nice professional dude.
It's Cody.
So I'm just wondering. I mean, someone's telling him you're not getting paid what you're worth, and maybe it's just him. But I feel like
he's not getting paid what he's worth.
He has
like
friends
that's when you sign a new contract.
Yeah, that's why I was saying it's different.
You sign a new.
So what?
Yeah, you don't just like all of a sudden
angry.
Tony Khan needs.
So he wants the money now.
Yeah, Tony Khan wants the money, or he wants the money now. But Tony Khan basically is like, okay, sign a new contract. But if I'm going to increase your pay, I want you to add on time of being here. It's like if I give you money, what do I get in return?
That makes sense.
You're already under contract, so I can sue you if you don't want to do these shows. But
yeah, and it is different.
So he's basically
it's different for AEW.
So he's basically saying like, okay, I will pay you the money, but
we're adding time on.
You're going to extend your
2024.
So that way you can't just run into WWE at the end.
Yeah. What does Tony Khan get out of increasing his pay if not more time on the contract?
Yeah. Then he's just getting bullied.
Yeah.
So that's also not how contracts work. You can't just like all of a sudden be like, I want more money because I'm better now.
Yeah.
So do you think any of this is a work?
Maybe some of it just because they leaked it, but I don't know. I think there is
Uncle
definitely.
Dave doesn't seem to think so. But we'll see.
Jeez, Uncle Dave could be in on it though.
Oh yeah, they're on AEW's payroll.
He's on his payroll, Uncle Dave.
But we got fuck you MJF chants. We got you showed up chants.
Yeah, that was a good one.
The ref takes the ring at one point from MJF, so MJF can't use it. This was for the people listening. Tim is putting a picture of Cornette to the video.
Well, we said Uncle Dave. We said Uncle Dave, so I just was giving the people a little context.
But this wasn't a very long match. MJF played like the cowardice heel.
It was a squash match.
It was a squash match. Wardlow did the powerbomb of Symphony at one point after 5. He went to pin him, but he took his foot off of him at 2 because he wanted to give him more. And he gave him more power bombs, and the winner was Wardlow. Crowd was happy. Wasn't an A+ match or anything, but they got Wardlow over more. People were already pissed at MJF, so everyone just wanted to watch MJF get fucking those power bombs, and they got what they wanted, and it's exactly what it should have been. It wasn't supposed to be, I don't think, at least like a 5-star match.
Yeah. And they took MJ off in a stretcher. I'm guessing guessing so that gets puts them off TV if they need
for
it.
A little bit.
Yeah.
What you guys think of the match?
I mean, I'm glad it happened. Like Wardlow
long-term
deserved that.
storyline finally, and came to an end. And now it's and on the screen on the Titantron said Wardlow is all elite.
Yeah, that was
officially
cool.
now. So
yeah, like Wardlow deserved that moment, so I'm glad it happened. And he could be a huge star.
Yeah, here or WWE. I wouldn't. He's a big guy. Vince loves big men.
But he couldn't do like his moonsault or like his swanton. Because Vince would be like, you have to be like throwing the guys around.
After that, though, we had I thought it was much better than I thought it was going to be. Young Bucks versus the Hardys. This was fun. You could definitely see the age difference between the two teams, but they made it work, man. There was some some spots that I don't know. I thought they were fun, and it looked competitive. It didn't look like it was like a beatdown or anything on one side. Kind of surprisingly, the Hardys won.
Yeah, surprised me.
But I don't know. I don't know if that's because they just became a team again, and they're kind of one of the hot things right now. But I think the Bucks were undefeated on pay-per-views or something up until now.
Well, no, they lost the titles to the Lucha Bros before.
That's right. Maybe they've just been undefeated this year.
Yeah, it could be
on just like regular TV matches. So
yeah, I think so.
If that's the case, their streak's broken. The Hardys won. I was happy. I'm a Hardy mark.
Yeah.
But let me get your guys' thoughts on the match.
Yeah, you can see like the Young Bucks, just because like they're younger, they carried most of the match. But the spots that Matt and Jeff did, like Matt did a bunch of the work in the beginning, which is impressive for their age. And Jeff, I don't know if he did his boot break or something.
Because he never fixed it.
Yeah, I know.
It almost came off.
It was weird for that 10-minute span. I was like, I don't know what's happening with him.
Yeah, he wasn't even attempting to buckle it back up. It was just hanging off in the back.
And then completely. He did the top rope spot, and I was like, I guess he's all right.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was cool to see.
What about you, Tim?
Oh, well, I mean, they've had the 2 matches before, and I liked them. At this point, the Hardys are a little bit older than those previous 2 matches. I still thought it was cool. It's definitely one of those fantasy matchups that when they do it, it's cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right. After that, we had Anna Jay versus Jade Cargill for the TBS Women's Championship. During the match, Stokely Hathaway, a.k.a., or formerly known as, actually, Malcolm Bivens. He was the manager of Diamond Mine in NXT 2.0 with Roderick Strong. He was part of the group that was recently released. And I guess before NXT, he went by Stokely Hathaway.
Yeah, it was cool. And the funny thing on commentary was Tony Schiavone was like, or Excalibur was like, we haven't seen him since 2017. And then Jared's like, I've never seen him.
Dude, JR's so funny without even trying to be sometimes.
I know. JR is hilarious, dude.
The winner was Jade. I mean, I'm sure we all saw that coming. Chris Statlander runs out, though, at the end. And then we get another debut of a former WWE superstar. We get Athena, who used to be known in WWE as Ember Moon. And she, gets in Jade's face. And, yeah, looks like this feud is gonna happen at some point. Jade is a lot taller, I realize, than Ember Moon. Or I need to start calling her Athena. But
Yeah.
what do you guys think of the match?
The match actually surprised me. Like, it started out kind of slow, but
Yeah.
it was actually really good. Like, you can see how Jade has gotten
too.
so much better, and like, she can definitely be a star like in another year. Like, she's a top women's wrestler. I can see that.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was really like Jeremy said, it started a little slow, but once it got going, it was good.
I think this was the match you guys texted in the group chat saying you were surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also seeing
Jade's
Athena,
come a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
She's the
Athena,
one, and
I
that
think,
was
is
cool,
a
too.
perfect person for AEW, especially
I
for
thought she
women's
was
wrestling.
great before, and they just didn't know what to do with her, or they
Yeah.
didn't like her, or because she ended up coming back down to NXT at one point, and then she kind of just like was part of one of the releases.
Yeah, it was very random.
Yeah.
So, all right. After that, we had House of Black versus Death Triangle. This match was really good. I mean, there was a lot of spots and stuff, but one thing I'll talk about is when we saw AW Live, they teased what was going to happen.
Oh.
And at one point, the lights go black, and when they come back, Julia Hart's in the ring, and she sprays the mist on Pac. And so Julia Hart, it looks like, is joining House of Black.
House of Black.
But yeah, there was a bunch of wild high spots with Pac and like his Black Arrow, and I don't know. All these
Buddy
guys,
Murphy in this match.
Buddy Matthews.
But I mean, oh my god, why did I call him?
Whatever.
Winners was House of Black, though. But yeah, go on, Jeremy.
No, I was just gonna say he was amazing in this match. Like, because I feel like we haven't seen a lot of him. Just because
he's great.
Yeah,
he
really is. Like, House of Black is more of Malachi Black, obviously, but so this is more seeing Buddy Matthews. He's such a good wrestler.
How about you, Tim?
He's jacked too.
Yeah. He is.
Oh, I mean, it was a little like. I'm sorry, everybody. Everybody's gonna eye roll. It was a little spot showy for me, but I overall like the match. I appreciate the athleticism and your guys' just view of Buddy Matthews. Yeah, I noticed like he's super jacked and like big, but man, he moves so agile.
Yeah, he just needs a tattoo.
Like, he's very quick. Yeah, it is kind of glaring, right? Like how he's just like. He's like the one dude that you're like, what one of these things is not like the other, but he still fits.
Yeah. Well, to your point, Tim, like JR, because I don't know, I only hear all this JR stuff because you guys always say something about JR not liking things, and I always listen to it now.
And then you like hear it, dude. It's so funny when JR
and
like,
for this match,
it's always subtle. It's always just so subtle whenever he says something.
For this match, JR was like, he said something like, like something about like all 6 guys are in the ring, and he's like, "Come on, ref, you gotta get them out of there."
And then later in the night when Mike Chioda was in the ring, who's an old pro, he's like, "You see," he's like. Nobody's like, he was like being like, this is good referee right here. Yeah, he was like, oh, this is good shit. He was like all about it. He loved Mike Chioda's refereeing more than the match.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next match. It was the Samoa Joe versus Adam Cole, Owen Hart men's tournament final. Winner was Adam Cole. It wasn't a very long match. I thought it was a fun, short match. It showed a little bit of Joe's late, career limitations.
Yeah.
I want to say. Bobby Fish ended up running in. They worked Samoa Joe's shoulder, I believe, or made it seem like Cole had injured it at one point.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cole won. He hit, the boom knee to the back of the head. And did Fish get involved in the finish?
I don't think he did. I honestly can't remember anymore.
Oh no, he was just he got distracted distracted Joe at some point. Winner was Adam Cole. Adam Cole is now the Owen Hart Foundation Tournament men's winner.
Yeah. Which kind
What
of
you guys think of
foreshadowed
the
the
match?
next.
Yeah, because this will lead us into our next match. But yeah, what do you guys think of the match? Do you guys think Adam Cole should have won? Do you think it should have been Joe?
Yeah, I liked the match. I thought it was kind of funny. I was like kind of scrolling along on Twitter with the show, and people were like, "Oh, finally we got the resolve of NXT with Samoa Joe and Adam Cole." So,
yeah, right.
But yeah, like Joe can still go. I know he probably can't go for that long, which is probably why his match is sort of shorter, but he's still very entertaining. The thing I thought was interesting is his nameplate when he showed up. It was a Ring of Honor nameplate, so it's not like he gets the AEW like design at all.
Well, I guess it's because he is the ROH TV champion.
Yeah, they're just strictly keeping him on Ring of Honor.
I'm just surprised Saddam Singh and Jay Lethal didn't get involved in this match.
I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm surprised.
I think people would have been booing them out the fucking building.
Yeah.
Well,
I hate when WWE does that. I hate when AEW does that.
Well, this will lead us to the Women's Owen Hart Foundation Tournament final. Britt Baker versus Ruby Soho. You had Rancid.
That was awesome.
Playing, and I believe it was Fozzie's guitarist played for Britt Baker.
So, that guy, can we just take a second?
Tim, yeah, you guys were talking about the guitarist in the group chat.
This guy.
Bro. What was going on there?
Why like, you're not the main show, man. Like Britt Baker is the main event.
He was like in the middle of the ramp dancing. I'm like, all right, dude, take her easy.
Yeah.
He's like walking down to the ring with her,
and then when
was so cheesy,
she was in the ring, and then she's like kind of like did the final pose, and then he kept going. I'm like, all right, how long is this guy gonna go on for? Because he doesn't want to sleep.
You're not in the match, dude.
Yeah.
It was just weird. Out of all the guitar players that they could have got, that's who they got.
I'm sure Chris Jericho was like, I know someone. I'm like, and then no one said,
"Oh, he can do it." Meanwhile, Ruby Soho gets Rancid to play her to the ring.
Yeah.
Well, what you guys think of the match? I thought it was solid. But I thought Ruby would have benefited more if she had won. I think Britt Baker's, pretty established. Everyone knows how good she is, and she's already over.
Yeah. This is the one that, like, I was going into it. I'm like, yeah, Britt Baker's going to win. But they had another good match. Like, this is surprisingly a better match than I thought it was going to be. And for a second, I was like, maybe Ruby actually is going to win. But then. Yeah, of course she did.
Nope.
Okay, so what I don't understand is, so now Ruby's lost, right? So now what do you do with her?
Especially after that
big
promo.
match. Every big match.
She should have won this. She should have won this match.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Like that promo she cut before the match.
About why, and we're going to talk about why she didn't. But because that'll spoil it if we do.
No, we already talked about Adam Cole's match. So
yeah,
we're good.
Okay. So I don't know if you guys noticed this. Hindsight's 2020. Adam Cole wears pink and black. Britt Baker wears pink and black. Then they both win. Then they get the photo op at the top of the ramp for the Owen Hart Cup. They got the pink and black on. I'm like, dude, why didn't I see this coming? Like,
and they're dating in real life, so now they're,
yes,
the king and queen of hearts.
So, it looks great, right? It looks great on TV. The couple, they win. It's the good scenario. Ruby Soho should have won this match. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Especially after when she cut that promo, I was like, I need to. Well, she said something like, "Get rid of the
This
ghosts."
was supposed. This felt like this should have been her moment, and it didn't happen again. I was actually really surprised when she lost. I was like, "Wow."
Yeah, she's lost every big opportunity since coming to AEW.
Yeah.
Yeah, so our next match was Scorpio Sky, Ethan Page, and Paige Van Zant versus Sammy Guevara, Frankie Kazarian, and Ty Conti.
Yo, they need to chill with that making out stuff.
Oh my god.
I've been saying that every week. You know, what you guys let's just get into it. You know, what you guys think? Was this kind of a cool down match? Do you think it was more of
this thing was kind of a mess.
How do you think Paige Van Zant looked with her lack of training?
She wasn't bad.
Not
great,
I didn't think it was good.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't do anything though.
I guess one of the stories.
You're not ready.
One of the stories.
You're not ready, hun.
One of the stories they were basically telling in this match was the problems with Sami and Kazarian tagging. They were having like part tagging issues.
Yo,
yeah, like no one
the
cares.
barber and me, Tim the barber. I got to point this out. Frankie Kazarian has a full head of hair now. My man was bald like a while ago. He went to Turkey and got those hair plugs. I know that's what he did, dude. Because he's got a full head of hair.
Yeah,
his hairline is
for a while, and then he made you forget.
His hairline's like a 3-head. Like he's got like a perfect. He's got a perfect hairline.
Well, I'll say for this match, so the entire it was definitely a cool down, but like the one spot that I kind of liked was when Tay got kicked in the face by Sami.
Oh, on accident, yeah.
Yeah, on accident.
Yeah.
And then after that,
I also liked when
I don't remember. Did the crowd cheer during this?
Yeah,
of course they did. Because fuck them. I didn't even say the winners though. The winners were Scorpio Sky, Ethan Page, and Paige Van Zant.
So Sami can't challenge for the TNT title.
Oh yeah, that was the stipulation. He can never challenge for the TNT. Dude, why do they do that? You just put yourself in a corner.
Scorpio.
Why do they do this?
You put yourself in a corner.
They do this.
It's only while Scorpio has it though.
Oh, okay.
Cody literally said he should have never have done that.
So it's only while Scorpio Sky is champion then.
Yeah, he said you never wrestle him for the title again.
Okay. That's a little bit different than Cody.
Oh, okay. So it's not.
Put yourself in a box if you can't ever.
I thought it was the same thing.
I was like, why do they keep doing that?
All right. After that, we had one of the latest matches to the pay-per-view that was added was Kyle O'Reilly versus Darby Allin. I thought it was a solid match. It showed Kyle's kind of mean streak. I was kind of surprised that he won.
Yeah.
But yeah, what you guys think?
Yeah, it was good. It was a typical Darby match in the first part. But adding Kyle O'Reilly in, it was a good, brutal match. But I liked it.
I saw this great meme that after the match that was Darby Allin almost breaks back. He's like, "Hey, want to see me do it again?" He does it again.
Dude, the dude doesn't have many bumps like that left. That's for sure.
Brutal, man.
He does seem to
back. He goes back first.
Yeah, he does seem to
That's
just kind of fall off and then keep going and then keep falling.
This was a long show, guys. By the way,
yeah, it was 12 hours,
dude. It was long. I was.
After that, we had the AEW Women's World Championship, Thunder Rosa versus Serena Deeb. This actually was a solid, technical wrestling match.
Yeah.
I felt like. I mean, I didn't see Serena Deeb winning. Definitely Thunder Rosa, which she did. But when it came to technical skills and stuff, I thought it was actually pretty good, and it showcased the technical skills of the women's division. Even though I find Serena Deeb very boring as a character, she has no personality. But yeah, what do you guys think of this match?
Yeah, it was very
She shaved her.
for an old pervert.
And got breast implants.
For an old
pervert. Breast implants for an old
breast implants.
Yeah, this was a very technical match. Like, it wasn't exciting. Like, I mean, if you like technical wrestling, then it was a very good match. But it showed what Serena good.
Daniel Bryan was probably backstage just freaking out.
Yeah,
he was like
Bryan Danielson. Stop. Moving on.
He was like, "Aww."
We had the Jericho Appreciation Society.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Versus Eddie Kingston, Santana Ortiz, Bryan Danielson, and Jon Moxley. Anarchy in the arena. I think, as expected, this was just chaos from start to finish, basically.
I was telling Andy this before we started, but Tim, did you notice in like the first 5 minutes of that match, they just kept playing Jon Moxley's music?
And JR said, I guess we're having music to this or something.
Yeah. Like,
so stupid.
Was that planned, do you think?
I don't know, but it reminded me of New Jack. And so rest in peace. If you go back and watch any old ECW New Jack matches, his song plays through the whole match. And it's like the most annoying. Like, I think it's NWA or something like. But it just plays like over and over and over, and you're just like, "Oh my god!" So to me, it was kind of reminiscent of that. But
because then Jericho pulls the thing and it stops.
When New Jack's matches, I have these like old ECW like best of DVDs somebody like made from their old footage, so it's like the raw like copyrighted music that they stole and everything. And anytime New Jack's matches come on, I skip them, not because I don't like New Jack, because I'm just like, I'm not listening to this song for 20 minutes. Like, next.
Well, let's talk about the match itself. I saw a quote from someone after this match that it was like professional wrestling as most like ridiculous and finest, like kind of thing. It was like, it was fun. And it had everything. There was blood. There was, barbed wire. There was brawls. I think Eddie Kingston and Danielson ended up brawling at one point. Until Jericho got
Corny's gonna be like, my boy, what have they done to my boy? Talking about Danielson.
Thank God they actually. I mean, I know they threatened the whole lighting on fire thing, but thank God they didn't go over the top and actually do it.
Dude, when Eddie was
Jericho
walking down that ramp,
stupid ideas.
Yeah. When Eddie was walking down that ramp, he was covered in blood, carrying a gas thing. I was like, oh my god, this looks like a movie where he's about to kill someone.
Well, Jericho said he's going to put a hit out on you. Like, you better know what that means. Winners were...
We're going to put a hit.
Winners were Jericho Appreciation Society.
Like, so over the top.
Jericho Appreciation Society won. I think, they should have won anyway.
Yeah.
If they're the ones pushing this whole gimmick and stuff. Please just end the feud. End this feud with Kingston, Santana Ortiz, Jericho. Just fucking end it.
I have a feeling it's not over at all.
Everything should be over after Double or Nothing. It should be a reset and start of new things.
I think they might do Blood and Guts for this.
Blood and Fire. All right.
Because he's a wizard.
Yeah. He's like, I'm a freaking wizard, man. I'm like, all right, dude. Enough, Jericho. You're not a fucking wizard.
God. That line, every single time he says that, I'm like
I'm a wizard. Oh my God, so stupid. All right. Our second to last match, though, was for the AEW Tag Team Championship. It was Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus versus Team Taz, which is Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs, and then versus Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. Winners in the end, though, were Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, which I was actually kind of surprised that they didn't put the titles on either the new tag team that they've been kind of pushing or Starks and Hobbs. But what do you guys think of the match?
I thought the match itself was really good. Like those three, like AEW rarely has like triple threat or three-way matches for the titles usually. So it was kind of cool to see that. And it was like nonstop action almost. But it was
fun. Everyone got to shine. There was some sloppiness at times, but
I definitely thought it was going to change hands. The title.
I did too. I don't think any of us said in our predictions that Jurassic Express was gonna.
Yeah. Because you got like FTR and like other tag teams that where you're gonna have like a babyface versus babyface then.
But maybe Christian won't be mad this time because Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus actually won. So yeah. What you think of the match, Tim?
It was okay. Wasn't my favorite of the night. By this point in the show, I was like super worn out. I was like, God, how many? I was like, can we just get the Punk and Hangman?
Well,
like,
let's get the Punk and Hangman then.
Thank God. Yeah, and when it finally happened, I was like, good Lord, I can't. You know why? Because they're doing Ring of Honor matches like simultaneously throughout here. So I'm like, it's like 2 pay-per-views in one. I'm like, dude, just play. I'm like, let's just get the Punk and Hangman. Your boy's tired.
Well, that was our main event, and
it was like midnight.
Yeah. And well, Tony was like, he said he wasn't going to start until that Game 7 of the Celtics Heat game was over. So he wasn't going to start the main event. And I'm like, dude, come on, I can't. I'm getting old.
I was like,
imagine
just
being
play
there,
it,
man. Imagine being there, just like.
Yeah.
I know. Because then you still got to leave the arena and go all the way back to your hotel or wherever you are.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in Vegas.
It's in Vegas.
No one lives there. Like, so it's like, they all got to go back, to where they're staying.
Well, let's wrap this up with our main event. AW World Championship, Hangman Adam
This
Page
was a
versus CM Punk.
This was a banger for sure.
This
was a banger for sure.
They were doing
bangers.
Everyone was trying to do the other person's moves throughout this match. There was a lot of, times I felt like, it was like a false finish, like, oh, they almost got me kind of thing.
Punk was like this close, I think. Like, it was a 3 count on him, but I'm pretty sure the ref
it was like almost like too late of a count. Like,
yeah.
But look, let's talk about the elephant in the room. The winner and new AEW World Champion, CM Punk. Had to be done. I think it would have deflated everything with Punk if he had lost this.
Yeah.
AEW's got a star champ right now.
Star champ. How'd you? Yeah, I mean, I don't even have to ask how you guys feel. I bet y'all were freaking happy as hell.
Well, the match was great.
Yeah.
The actual match was great.
Heyman's a great wrestler too.
Oh, he's awesome.
But we just want Punk.
I have a lot of respect for him.
Yeah. Just want to see Punk with the title again.
And he looks great.
AEW World Champion.
The world champion.
And you can see, like, after he won, he actually, like, it meant a lot to him for this title.
I think he got actually emotional because to him, he feels like a real world champion again, where before it was like a weird company and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So, yeah.
And
there is a press conference afterwards. I haven't watched it.
Oh, yeah. I was going to mention that. So before that, but the after show where they cut off the air, Punk was out there, like, giving a speech. And FTR actually came out.
Oh, I saw that video. I saw that clip. The FTR came out and they gave him like a hug.
Yeah, that was cool.
And then he thanked his wife and
he also was like telling FTR, he's like, never let me do the buckshot lariat again.
Yeah,
he's so bad at it.
This is so funny.
But the quick thing about the media scrum thing though, with Tony Khan and Punk. Like, I don't know if you've seen the question where they asked him about Eric Bischoff and the comments about Punk being a financial flop.
No, I only saw like the first like few minutes and then
Tony Khan, the guy didn't even finish the question. He was like, what do you think about Eric Bischoff saying Punk's a financial flop? He's like, that's fucking bullshit. And then he started going off and like Punk's just sitting there like, all right.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out tomorrow. But I like that AEW ends their pay-per-views with the main title. That's how it should be. WWE used
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
And they just put like the bigger, who they think is the star, in the main event. Well, if your biggest star isn't the champion, I don't know what you're doing.
Right. And also,
like when you're not making,
they would have like the champion
Hogan,
in a match,
the champ, The Rock, the champ,
Yeah.
Cena, the champ.
It's here.
Like that's what you do. Ric Flair.
Yeah.
So if you got stars that are bigger than the title, then it's like you need to go back.
And the
to
title
making
doesn't mean shit.
More important then.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, what you all, that wraps up the pay-per-view. What do you guys think of it as a whole? Pretty solid, I thought. Just long.
Yeah, that's the only downside of this.
Good, but long.
Yeah.
And it's nice when they have a title change like that. They like have a legit build to it because it always feels like a good build when they switch a title.
It was only new title change on the entire pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But
what'd you think about the Owen Hart titles? Like, there's like the cup and then each.
Oh no!
Oh yeah,
I liked them. I liked them, and not in a disrespectful way. At first, one of them kind of reminded me of like the Divas title. You guys remember that one? It's just because of the pink, though.
Yeah.
It's not,
Yeah.
But I actually thought they were cool.
So what? Britt and Adam Cole are going to be walking out with us.
I guess. But the idea for the cup that was cool.
They're about to become a heel couple on
Yeah.
screen. It's about to be annoying. Just less making out than Ty Conti.
No more.
Can't do more couples.
No more couples.
Maybe they can feud with Sami and Ty.
Oh my god.
No. I don't like that's like my least favorite.
They would have a 8-person
like
trio mix or not trio, 8-person mixed tag team match.
Show me. God damn.
Like when Miz and Maurice were up against Beth and Edge. Oh.
Or Brie and Bryan Danielson.
Yeah. I hate that stuff.
too.
Yeah, it was awful.
And John
and
Miz and Maurice against John and Nikki Bella.
I hated that.
But the Owen Cup thing, though, is cool because they engrave each person's name onto it. So by the time they get down to
Oh, so they're going to keep doing this like the Andre the Giant Battle Royal trophy where they etch the next name into it.
Yeah, it's always a cool idea.
So that's cool. It's not a one-time tournament.
Yeah.
That means we'll get more matches that, you don't normally get to see.
Yeah. And it's always cool to have a tournament.
I think our next pay-per-view that involves AEW is the Forbidden Door.
Yeah, it's next month already.
Yeah.
Next month. Next week, we'll be covering Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, heads up, listeners. But, yeah, Tim, that wraps up everything.
Yeah, guys. Thank you so much for listening to episode 37. If you're, a new listener here, please head on over to our social media. It's at Fallbright.
Fallbright, all right. Tim, I know you're trying to plug your stuff.
You should just explain that.
I know,
don't even cut that out. Explain
No. Cut all that out.
I'm leaving that in.
Cut that out. All right, anyway. All right, guys. Well, that about wraps up the show. Thank you for joining us for episode 37. If you want to find us on social media, go to @thepwfan. For Andy's Funko Pop collection, go to @the410fanbros on Instagram to check out his stuff. Go root for your favorite soccer/football team, and everybody have a great weekend where we will join you next week and talk all things pro wrestling. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great week.